Yes, well, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Wow, what a day we've had and what a night we've got coming up for you. Very soon, we have got Super Matty Godden joining us. Yes, he will be joining us and he will be coming along, having a little chat with us and letting us know how his season's going so far. And he's got a big game coming up tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the statue reveal today. Oh, I've had a great day. It's been brilliant. Did loads of interviews and everything else. And I haven't had time to edit it yet because I didn't get through the door until 5:45 tonight. I've been out all day. It's just been absolutely mental. And I'll tell you all about that in the first part of the show. We just want to wish Edison a quick and speedy recovery. As a young man, he's broken his femur and he's been under the weather this week. So get well soon from all the team here at Sky Blue Fans TV. And let's just get the panel in, shall we? Later on, we're going to try and talk a little bit about West Brom at some point. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to try. And we're going to do that with the panel. So let's bring in, first of all, my partner in crime tonight is going to be on helping me out with the interview with Matty Godden. And it is the one and only Jack. Good evening, Jack.
Evening, guys.
Good evening. And Claudio is going to be sitting in the background checking all the comments. Make sure there's no naughty comments coming in. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. You all good?
And he hasn't found an iron. What's going on?
She's been away for a week, hasn't she?
Unbelievable. Now, Matty Godden will be joining us later on, so please keep an eye out. I've just noticed that there is an issue with Facebook this evening. So if you wanted to watch on Facebook, you're going to have to head over to our YouTube channel and watch it on there. Not sure what's gone on. It's just come up now as an error. So we're really sorry if you went to tune in on Facebook. Head over to YouTube. Come on, it's even better. Right then, let's have a little chat today. Now, you guys, you've been at work today, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind day for me today. It's been amazing. I've been up to the CBS Arena, and let's just say a lot of goosebumps on my arms today. It's been one of those days, and if you haven't already seen it on the news or on social media, we've had an amazing statue made by Douglas Jennings. I got to meet the chap earlier on after the evening, after the event went on, and I had to shake his hand and say thank you because it just looks amazing. And this is the statue in question, right? This statue just looks phenomenal. If it comes up, there it is. Look at that. Now, the detail on this statue, guys, because I know you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it tomorrow, but John's shoes, right? He had these slip-on shoes, didn't he, on the day, and he had these tassels on the top. It even looks like they're real tassels, although they're made out of bronze. It's just unbelievable. And at the back of the statue is everyone's name that has donated to have the statue erected. If you paid over a certain amount, you got your name on the statue. Now, this day just couldn't have been any better. The sun was shining. I reckon there were probably 1,500, 2,000 fans down there today. And it was just out of this world. I got my first interview with Doug King. Once again, not been able to edit it, so we'll try and get it all sorted in the near future. But Doug was brilliant. Now, guys, I know you weren't there, but from the photos you've seen today, it looks good, doesn't it, Claudio?
Yeah, I was listening and I saw somebody was posting live at the time, and you do get. I got a little bit teary. I could feel it. It's emotional. It's and when I saw the statue, I thought that looks incredible. It's fantastic bit of work that is. Even without up close, you're thinking that looks good. And I saw the stuff on the news tonight, and they sort of zoomed the camera in. Looks amazing. Real good detail, and it does look like them. That was my only worry, because a couple of these statues, like that Ronaldo one, which is horrendous, isn't it? And was it the Michael Jackson one outside Fulham? Just absolutely hideous. But this is fantastic, and the names look great on the back. I like the badge on the front. You know, it's brilliant. It's a lot better than the Jimmy Hill one, isn't it? I think they've done a really good job with it. Really
I mean the plinth is just unbelievable. It's like a black marble or granite. I'm not too sure. It might be granite. And the badge looks brilliant on there. The pedestal is sitting on the brickwork around it. The pathway that it's not just it's a nice sort of finish to the tarmac. They've really gone to town with it. And on the back, you've got people's names. I don't know whose name's on there. Oh, look, there's mine. So it is good. And I'm just below the Mad Hatters.
Yeah, I see you're propping them up, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm popping them up, yeah. And then my mate's on there as well, which I've seen, which is great. Robin's on there. And then Mark Harrington's dad, his name is on there as well, which is lovely. And his dad passed away a few years ago. And it was so nice that he was able to get his dad's name on there. He didn't want to get his name or his mum's name. And that's the back of the statue. So that's where all the names are. It really is. They've really done a good job. And you can sort of see the detail on the shoes there. We've got a couple of videos. I'm going to show you the unveiling of it. But then we've got an ex-player that Ken got an interview with, and also a follower of the channel. So let's get the reveal. Oh, the reveal was brilliant. Like, they had this big sheet over it, which was the 87-88 Hummel shirt. And you'll see it. It's absolutely super. 1987, lift off. There you go. That was it unveiling. And after that, Steve Taylor and his wife, who wrote the song for Go For It City, sang the song live. We can't play it on here because of copyrights. And also they did Play Up Sky Blues, and everyone sang it like a song, not like a football chant. And I tell you what, it sounded really good. I reckon they should do it all the time that way. Although people say no, should sing it like in a football crowd. Let's get a word from Gary Thompson. Here he is.
Yeah,
I think I have.
Thompson's here. Yeah, we just bumped into him. You've been on our show. What do you think of this statue then?
I think it's a brilliant idea. I think I spoke to Neil Sillett, and it took 2 years to get the thing together. Yeah. But when all the fans come together with the chairman, the board, with old players, and people that support Coventry, it's brilliant what can be done. And now you look at that, that's absolutely magnificent.
Brilliant, isn't it? I mean, it took, I say, it was a while before it got turned, but it's up there now. It's going to be there forever. So all the fans that come to the ground, match days, they're going to see it.
You can always pay homage, just go and have a look at it. And just the people of our age can go back and reminisce about that as well, like, because it was a special thing they did. It was a special time as well.
What was your memories of George and John?
George, he tried to beat me up one day because Tom English tried to chat up his daughter, Julie, who's a lovely lady who's here today. But George was the quiet one. He was really, really nice fella, but he had an aura about him, just power. And like, but we all knew what a great player he was back in the day, so no one really messed about with him. John Sillett was brilliant. John Sillett as a coach was really good, and he was the one. I had Gordon Milne and Ron Wiley as my manager and coach. And John was taking reserves. But when they wanted someone to go in and give people a rollicking and all that, they'd send Big Silly. Because he could do it in a way that you wouldn't be upset about it. He bet you laugh, but he'd let you know you're not doing the job. John Silly was perfect. And he was, when I met my girlfriend, one of Benny, we could always go there. They'd always look after us. The door was always open. Like, his son's just coming down now. And his son, they looked after me all through the years, Sillies and that. Even when I left Coventry to West Brom.
It was a family, wasn't it? Family club.
Very family thing. Lovely people. And the big man is brilliant. Now, George was magnificent as well, but I knew more. I spent more time with John Sillett and his son Neil than Big George. I won't mess with George anyway.
No,
he would kill me.
I don't think many people would mess with him, would he? But they're doing all right at the minute, aren't they? The club are in a good position.
I went on.
Lampard's come in and done a good job.
I went on record when Mark Robbins left, and it was a shame Mark Robbins left, but he'd been there for a while, and decisions have to be made. And it looked like they were going to go Van Nistelrooy or Frank Lampard. And I remember saying on the radio, sounds like a manager signing. They don't know what they're going to do because you have to be sure in what you're going to do.
Yes.
The decision was made to get Frank Lampard in. I looked at it, tipped my eye on it, and I think he's done an absolutely magnificent job so far, and I may continue.
Just on the verge of the playoff. Big game on Friday against West Brom.
Massive game. I can't believe it. I've not been invited to Gareth Thompson.
Really? Yeah, because you played for both clubs.
Oh, you got
Go and speak to Billy Bally, I'm sure.
I've had a word. They've organised me doing babysitting now.
Oh, if you watch it on telly,
yeah,
I'm sure.
I'll check it out. Check it out on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm looking
game.
forward to it. It's a huge game, and I fancy Coventry to win.
Yeah,
because
I do.
The way Coventry are playing, Albion have had a bit rocky spell. But they got a result the other day, but Coventry looked the more consistent team at the minute. You fancy Coventry winning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for your time.
No problem.
Won't let you get any longer, and thanks for all you did for the club over the years.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Don't normally drink. I'm going out with
Don't blame you. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Brilliant. I mean, to take the time out. Sorry about the wind noise and everything. Victoria's just messaged us saying, "Is it right that there's an issue with Facebook?" Yes, there is, Vicky. So if people have been planning and to watch it on Facebook tonight, please tell anyone that you know who watches on Facebook to head over to YouTube to watch this show, because we have got Matty Godden joining us very, very soon. We've been chatting with him, and he will be joining us. Claudio, you interviewed Danny Thompson, sorry.
Gary Thompson, yeah.
Gary Thompson, sorry. Oh, flipping it. I get them mixed up I still get them mixed up to this day. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh, you do.
I mean, you've interviewed him on here. He's a cracking bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, on here and on Sky Blue History. And with Gary, you ask him one question, and then 20 minutes later, you ask him another question. It's brilliant. He's got a great memory. And of course, it's strange that he's not been invited tomorrow, because that was a big deal, him going to West Brom at the time when he didn't want to leave and all the rest of it. And Jimmy Hill sold him, and he didn't want to move. But he's a top bloke. And I mean, he looks fit, apart from that, the fact his ankles are knackered, I think, and his knees. But I mean, he looks slim, doesn't he? And trim, doesn't he? He doesn't look his age, that's for sure.
Because Keith Houchin looks the same. Keith Houchin looks like he could play today. He
was
was there.
Yeah, that's my only regret today, because obviously Keith lived in the same village, used to drink in my dad's pub all the time, and him and Dave Phillips used to get all my stuff autographed. So had many nights with Keith in the pub.
Yeah, it was great to see him. I even got an interview with Brian Kilcline as well. He's got these glasses, right? It's so funny. Jack is so funny, Brian Kilcline. He's got a pair of glasses, and they're really small. You know, like Harry Potter glasses, the round ones. They're like that, but one's round and the other one's square. He's like, honest, really, he's a real trendy dude, man. He's well trendy. It's like unbelievable. But it was such a privilege.
Back in the 80s, though.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, definitely has. I want to give a big shout out to everyone that come and said hello to Ken and I today. It was such an honour for you all to just come over and say hello and talk to us. It's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and you've all been magnificent with your support. And it was just overwhelming, to be honest with you. There was that many people coming to see us. It was just great. So thank you very much for coming to say hello. We do have another interview very shortly. Claudio, do you want to do a couple of comments? Just get a couple of them comments in. About the statue. That'd be good if we can just do a couple of those, and that gets through a few of those.
Evening panel, and Matty's not here. Finally got to meet Miles and Ken today at the unveiling of our fabulous statue in front of hundreds of Sky Blue fans. Let's get 3 points tomorrow, then secure our place in the top 6. I bet it was Lee who told you not to do any. Told you to tell me not to do any more impressions.
No, it was somebody else. I can't remember who it was now. I was interviewing a couple. I was interviewing Ralph, and then I'll tell you another story in a minute about Ralph. He's looking fantastic. And then this guy was, and I was talking to Gordon Tully-Hart and his wife, and then this guy comes running over. I can't remember his name. I'm really sorry. I got all kerfuffled because I was interviewing Ralph, and then I was talking to Gordon. But no, it wasn't Lee. No, he did. No.
Paul Stratton says, why are we not ruthless enough? Big 2 points dropped on Monday, which could cost us big time for the playoffs. We are frustratingly too nice. And we'll cover that after Matty. This is Glenn, and I believe it's is it Glenn's birthday today?
It is, yes. Happy birthday, Glenn. And we were going to come and get a little chat with him, but we ran out of time. So happy birthday, Glenn.
Evening all just want to say a big thank you to Matt for some great memories. I'll read that when he comes out again. All right, I'll ask that question. Didn't spot it was a question. But happy birthday, Glenn. Anyway, where are we? Kyle Thomas. Was nice to meet you today, Ken, at the statue unveiling. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I was the guy with the sky blue hoodie and cov hat.
Hello.
That really narrows it down today, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I had to take a decision: go to Hull or the statue, and getting at 2:00 in the morning. I think I should have done the statue today. I think Harry74 says big injury problems, but let's hope we make it. P.S. saw Jamie Allen in Marks and Spencer's in Leamington earlier. Seemed happy enough. What was in his? Oh no, what was in his basket?
Yeah, what was he buying?
Yeah,
let us know.
Paul Putterford. What a day! Enjoyed it so much, and my new mug is fantastic.
I'm glad you like it, Paul.
Lots of evening alls from Gav Legrand, Chris Brook, Steve Price. Evening all, great couple of days for the club. And best of all, you can get a pint of Stella for 97p in the arena as the 1987 prices. Only one mind. Yeah.
Really? What, tomorrow?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I don't drink Stella.
You do tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
Wendy Heron says, good to see Miles and Ken at the statue unveiling today. Chris Brook, Killer Kilcline still looks scary. Yeah, once said by Kevin Keegan. I'm saying Kevin Keegan. Brilliant. Right?
Yeah, go on.
Kevin Keegan says he was possibly the best signing he ever made when he was manager at Newcastle. Out of all the players he signed.
He said to me today, I asked him, I said, because you never know what's going through their minds or what it's like if they walk up those steps at Wembley and pick up that trophy. So I said to him, I said, Brian, I says, well, no, I didn't say Brian, I said, Killer. I says, what was it like struggling to get up those stairs because of your injury you took in the game and walking towards that trophy and picking it up? And he said, get this, he said, it's like you've been at work all day, a real hectic day. You go to the pub on your way home and they pour that first pint and you pick it up in your hand and you lift it up and it hits your lips and you go, oh, that tastes good. He said, it's just like that. Oh, it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Bomber Bidwell, he's listening. He's in a Shropshire garden. Got you outside on the laptop while building a new chicken coop. From an LB. Is that an LBC?
I don't
know. Great statues of two city greats. Remember 87 like it was yesterday. Wayne Brewerton.
Brilliant.
James Hollyoak is worried. Hope it doesn't get vandalised, but it won't do, will it? Lee Dan says, Miles, also, as you just mentioned, got an interview with Kilcline swearing constantly.
He did, and he kept apologising. I said, don't worry about it. Carry on.
Well, I'm not sure his joke was actually appropriate when he did his little speech about everyone with that garter on the coat. Thinking,
I know, yeah.
What are you doing? This isn't the time for this.
He said when he went to get, he said, I don't know how George and John did it, but they got the bride to come over on the boat, row over on the boat to the hotel, and he managed to get Killer to take the garter off her leg. And he said, can I say it on here? Can I say it on here?
I think you can.
Yeah, well, he said the smell of the garter from the leg made all of them win the FA Cup because he passed it along the coach. Oh, dear. And then Stuart Linnell. So I went in the VIPs after. Oh, yeah, I got in. And we were just chatting away. And Stuart Linnell got up and did a speech. And he said, I don't know if you heard this story before. I think he said it on here when we interviewed him, actually, that John was very superstitious, and he was really superstitious about magpies. So when they went up to this roundabout, they seen a magpie on the roundabout, and the driver was about to turn off, and he says, "No, you got to keep going round." He says, "I can't keep going round." He says, "No, you got to keep going round." He says, "Why?" He said, "Because we need to see a second magpie, because one magpie is bad luck." So they kept driving round and round and round, and Stuart Linnell was following the coach, but then he ended up being ahead of the coach. And then they went off to Wembley. There you go.
Danny Jury says it was wonderful to see the statue. Absolutely love it. And also great seeing you as well.
Yeah,
nice to see you again, Miles.
It was
Pete
good to
Dooley
see
says,
Danny.
Claudio, stop wearing makeup. That camera does you no favours at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know why my lips are this red. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, someone else said you got to change your lipstick today.
I don't know what's going on.
While you're talking, I'm going to put some pictures up.
Mark Light says, do you remember, guys, the song that was played at Highfield Road around the time Richardson was chairman? I think it was called Sky Blue Army, written by John Garrison.
Oh, the Sky Blue Army, that one.
I think it is, actually.
Yeah. I got that on CD.
Lee Dan, he likes my impressions, especially the elephant.
No, they are. See, I wasn't lying. I was interviewing Dougie.
Tell him briefly. Tell us what he said then. What was your gist of the interview?
Oh, it's brilliant. He was really polite, because he was in the distance, and I goes, Doug. I was shouting him, and he looked over and he comes out. I said, come here. And he comes over and he goes, and do you know what? I was shocked, because he knew me. He goes, "Hello, Miles," and I was like, hey, what? So yeah, he must know. He must watch the show. And we were talking about the statue and how proud he was of it, and obviously it was before his time that he was in charge of the club, and he just said that it's a momentous. That's the word, isn't it? Momentous day in the club's history to have the statue there. And he said that I asked him then, had he heard the stories about George and John, and he then went into when he was at university. He goes, "Oh, I'm not that old, And I went, "Come on." I said, "Did you watch the game?" And he goes, "Yeah, I was at university, and they watched it in wherever they watched them at unis back then, in the bars and stuff." And he remembers watching it and everything. And then he goes on to say that, it only felt right to have that statue at the stadium. It makes it feel more like home now. And then we went on to talk about the lads for tomorrow. And I said, how's the team doing? He says, "I've been down there this morning." He says, they're up for it. They're ready for it. The spirits are high. They know what job they've got to do. They know the aim where they've got to get to. And he said that, that they know where they've got to get there, and they know what job they've got to get through the line tomorrow. And he said they're just up for it. He said they are really up for it. And he said the only thing was, he says he ain't allowed to tell them what to do. So obviously he likes to be in charge, bless him. But what a great bloke to come over like that. And it was brilliant. I felt, I don't know, like the aura around someone. It was like, it was just great. And I know I spoke to him a few times, just hello, and we stood in the car park and had a chat, but never got an interview with him before. And it was just lovely. And then the best thing as well, that then Lee Dan, he was asking questions. There was other fans asking questions. So he was talking to not just me, but the fans as well. He was talking to them, which was great, because they were firing at him and he was answering them. Absolutely brilliant. He really was. He was such a gent. And and everyone thanked him for what he's done for the club in the last 2 years. It's just absolutely brilliant. And yeah, that's it really. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was down at Brighton today taking the train, and I thought you were saying
Yeah, no, it's what I said. He said the only thing is wrong. I can't tell him what to do.
He'd love to.
Yeah, I know.
I think if he could, he would. He'd get really involved.
Brian Tully says, "Evening, Claudio. I saw Miles and Ken, but I didn't speak to you. I wasn't there, Brian. That's why." There's a monkey.
Talking about Brian Tully. Brian Tully out. Yeah. So he's done something special for Sky Blue. I think it's for Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm hoping it is because that's how it come across today. Brian, put me right if I'm wrong. He's done a picture of my mate here. He's done a picture of my mate Sakamoto. It's brilliant. There's like four different Sakamotos on this page. He's going to get it signed by Sakamoto. He's going to get it framed, and then he's going to let me put it up here. No, he ain't. He's going to let us raffle it off. He's going to let us raffle it off. So it is brilliant. You want to see it. It's absolutely superb. I'll try and get him to send me a picture ready for Sunday night show. I can show it on the show Sunday night. But it's going to look brilliant. And he showed me. Oh, and he had this hoodie on, right? He got this hoodie on. I'll tell you what, the club shop needs to sell this hoodie. It's wicked, man. It is so cool. So, Brian, let me know where you get that hoodie from because I'd love one of them. Anyway, sorry, Claudia. Carry on.
Dave McGee says, "Hiya, lads. Just got back. Met Ken today. Great guy. Was that the same Ken we know?"
I don't know about that.
Claudia, it must be. You took him on a date on Monday night, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to buy my own food and drink, so. Dave says that statue today was 100% safe. We're saying all this, we know he's watching. So. Harry74 didn't get too close, didn't want to hassle him, but from what I could see, he had a couple of shirts hanging off the trolley, had his little kid in the child seat. So this is obviously Jamie Allen, I'd have thought. Peter Dillon, does Matt remember? I'll have to. We'll get to that. I think
his child in the car seat was probably taller than him.
Yeah. Brian says it's Gordon Tully art. It's his relative.
Oh, Gordon. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, I meant Gordon. That's what I meant, Gordon. Sorry. I've had such a good day. I've just been brilliant.
So on the up, we know who that is, don't we? Apparently, I look like Tootsie tonight with his red lipstick on.
And you ain't ironed.
You better
get changed when Matty Godden comes on.
we have got some Godden goals to show you when he comes on.
Yes, we have.
What a fantastic tribute, says Steve Curry. Awesome statue of George and John. Was very emotional and brought back so many happy memories. Great turnout from the Sky Blue Army. It's hard to imagine the amount of years that, I mean, Oggy's on that sort of line as well now, to be at the club for so long. George Curtis from the mid-50s, he actually played in the old 4th division before he came all the way back up again. It's incredible, really, the amount of games he played. He hardly missed a game, I'm sure in 4 seasons he missed like 3 matches or 4 matches, and in a position on centre half where in those days the centre forwards used to give as good as they got. It was you could kick the goal in the net and all sorts. Bomber Bidwell, Killer has told the whole story on Sky Sports interview. It was very, really cringy. Made him sound a right old perv. Oh, the intermediate bulk container, old orange juice bulk pallet. That's what he's doing then.
So yeah, I know what you mean, Bomber Bidwell, but don't forget, back in 1987, the way Killer told it is how he was in 1987. That's how it was, wasn't it?
That's the good old days, I think people refer to them, don't they?
The good old days.
I've always thought that. When are the good old days? Because it depends on how old you are.
Yeah.
So for us, it's probably the 80s for me. Yours probably the 90s because you're a bit younger. Yeah. Jack is yesterday.
Last
me?
4 or
No,
5 years.
I'm 80s.
Yes.
Lee Dan said, I forgot to say that Doug King says if we reach the playoffs, we will win it. I forget. Yeah. So you can't remember everything. It's a problem. And then he says, Lee Dan said how great he was that he's improved the merchandise in the shop. Well, that's us, Lee. We did that. Still claiming it.
Oh, well, why not? And the music for the
and the flag.
Yeah, I've been to the away games I've gone to this season. About 3 clubs use the same walkout music, just Prodigy or some other thing similar. I'm thinking, why aren't they using their traditional music anymore?
It's the goal music as well. Like Derby and Norwich have got the same Samba de Janeiro, and a few other clubs have got it as well. And it's put me off that song. I used to use it on the bus when we go to away games and try and get everyone revitalised. But I stick it on now, and they go, "Oh, don't!" It reminds me of Norwich or Derby, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll turn it off." Then it's really put me off.
Mark Light says Doug has a major mission in the future. Needs to sort out the stadium or buy the lease off Mike Ashley and really make it our home. Yeah, I mean, Jack was on the meeting with me, and we have everything you see around the ground has been paid for by Coventry City FC. Not a penny has been paid by Mike Ashley. So it's like any, if you're renting someone's place, you can do what you want to the place, can't you? If they let you do it, it's up to you. But some places go, you got to put it back to how it was before you leave, or something like that, don't they? Obviously, you can't do that with the football ground. But they listen to supporters, and they did put the safe standing in. We pay for that. We're now in charge of the pitch, which we wasn't before because I got fed up it. And that's why some of you might have noticed it's a bit ropey on one side. And in the background, I can see a goal scorer extraordinaire.
We have got the goal scorer extraordinaire on, and we're going to bring him in just a moment. Let's get some goals up then, shall we? Let's get these up for him, and hopefully he can tell us a little bit about them.
Allen. It's opening up again, and he plays it through for Matty Godden.
There you go, Matty Godden. Good evening, Matty. Thank you.
How are we doing, boys?
All right,
all good?
All good, mate. All good. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
How are you settling in down the Big Smoke, the family and everything? You all right?
Yeah, no, well, I'm obviously back home, aren't I? So I know I'm in a hotel room tonight, but I stay up in London just night before games to get a good night's sleep in that away from the kids, so I don't get waken up too early. So yeah, I'm only in the Big Smoke really one night a week, and yeah, I'm enjoying the family time.
Brilliant. And is your lad still creating your goal celebrations? Because I remember last time we had an interview at the tavern and then at Dylan's Brewery, you said that he picked your lawnmower because he was into lawnmowers, weren't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he picked the lawnmowers, but yeah, the ones that he does now, I can't do this. It's not me. He wants all these silly dances and that now. He's the lawnmowers are long gone there. He's not into them one bit. He's absolutely football crazy, and the little 1-year-old as well is kicking a ball about as well now. Brilliant.
I bet you're loving it, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm enjoying it. Obviously, I miss everything. I miss the place up there, and obviously the years that we had. We created some unbelievable memories, not just for like football side, but with my family and the boys and that. He's still the oldest one, still us, and he actually had his Coventry kit on the other day. Bless him, in the back garden. So he keeps asking me when we're going back to watch the game, and I just have to keep saying, "Daddy's playing as well, mate. Don't forget, we need to." But we will. I keep promising him that we need to go up and watch a game, but just need you boys to have a few more Sunday games, really, so I can come up and watch, because it's difficult, obviously, as you know, with the Saturday games and the Tuesday nights when we're both playing.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's, being the league below us and everything else, they do sort of clash, don't they, from time to time. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight. For people that don't know Matty Godden, how and joining Coventry City, how did that all come about? Coming to Coventry, because you were at Peterborough at the time, wasn't you?
That's it. Yeah, I was at Peterborough, and I knew that come that summer that things were probably changing for me at Peterborough. I'd come off the back of a half decent season, really. I scored 18 goals, I think it was, and but I kind of knew that my time was probably coming to the end. I know it's silly saying that after being a year, but the club had just spent 1.2 or 1.3 million on Mo Isa, and I didn't want to be third, fourth choice striker after scoring 18 goals, and the club said that they were putting my name out there, which is fair enough. I'd happily go and play football and be somewhere that I felt pretty valued, and I just was preparing for the first game of the season with Peterborough on the bench, and I turned up for the game, and Barry Fry called me into his office. I thought it was a bit weird, and he said, "A club have inquired. Do you want to talk to them?" I said, "Well, who's the club?" And he said Coventry City, and before he finished the sentence, I said, "Yeah," and that was on the Saturday, and on the Monday I signed. So yeah, it happened really quick, and then from the Monday onwards, I was a Coventry player and moving myself to the Midlands.
And did Mark Robbins have a lot to say about the move? Was you keen on playing for Mark?
I'll be totally honest. It happened that quick on the Saturday. I hadn't spoken to anyone. Barry called me into his office on the Saturday. On the Sunday, I was just at home chilling. Barry was ringing me saying it's basically done. The fees are agreed, and then late Sunday night, he said, "Make your way up to Coventry Monday morning. Don't come in training." Well, I met my agent and at the Costa around the corner from the training ground, just to meet up, and yeah, we went in together, and the boys were out training, and I remember pulling into the car park and Fad shouting, "I hope you've got some goals in you," being how Fad's is, and yeah, I went upstairs and met the gaffer on the training pitch, and then after training, AD come in and introduced himself, and we had a little chat, and that was that.
Yeah, and did you know the ambitions of the club when you signed? Because obviously we'd just come up from League Two. We wanted to make a push for the championship. Did you already know that? Did they come across with that with you?
Yeah, I knew, to be fair, that the club that I was signing for was massive. Obviously no disrespect to Peterborough at all. I enjoyed my year there, but I was signing for a huge football club, and that's why I had no hesitation saying to Barry in the office on the Saturday that I wanted this opportunity. I know there could have been pressure, but I didn't see it as pressure. I just wanted to go, and knowing that I was going to feel valued at a football club that was massive was something that I couldn't turn down, and was probably the best decision I've made of my career.
Yeah, I mean you've had an amazing career with us. I mean, obviously moving to Birmingham as well. I bet that was a bit of a shock, I suppose. Did you think you were going to play all your games at the CBS?
Yeah, I didn't really know, because at the time I think it was the year that I signed, we didn't really know if it was going to be the CBS or Birmingham, and it ended up being Birmingham, and somehow we managed to turn Birmingham Stadium into a fortress for us, and yeah, we was very, very good at Birmingham, and yeah, it was a weird situation, made even weirder the following year when we went into COVID and was playing away from the city again. But yeah, they were obviously the 2 seasons that we had, obviously the League One title winning season, and then probably up there the following season was probably just as impressive, I'd say, with staying in the Championship and giving us that platform to then go and build from there on.
Yeah, it was. I love that season. That when we stayed in that Championship, I thought it was absolutely superb to achieve what you did. It was just amazing. Jack.
Yeah, evening, Matty.
Evening, mate.
I just want to go through some of the highlights of that League One winning campaign. So, firstly, the first game that really sticks out was the 3-3 draw away at Pompey. You scored your first league goal for the club in a comeback from 3-1. Just tell us about your memories on that.
Yeah, I remember that game really, really well, actually, because obviously it was my first league goal, but we started the game really well. I remember I think I crossed the ball for Geordie Harula at the time. We went 1-0 up and we was playing really, really well, and the sendings off didn't help. They coming back into the game, and then they went 3-1 up, didn't they? With probably against the run of play, but obviously it was down to 9 men.
Yeah,
it was down to 9 or 10 men, weren't we?
It was 10 and 9.
10, then went 9, didn't it? Yeah, and I remember.
I think they got to 3-1 when it was still 11 v 11. We then went to 10.
10,
you
that's it.
10. We then went down to 9, and then we got the equaliser.
Yeah, and I remember saying, when I got the pen and it was even before that. I think we created a chance, and I said to Kells, I said we're gonna get something out of this game. I just had that mentality and just knew that we had something within us in that squad. And yeah, I scored the pen to bring us back into the game at 3-2, and from there on in, I know Rosie scored to make it 3-3, but we had another couple of other chances as well, and yeah, that was a great night, really, to show the character of what the group was capable of, and yeah, it probably set a mark really for the season.
Yeah, I know it was only 1 point gained, but it felt like a win. Driving home that night, it felt like we'd achieved something incredible, really.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by saying that we it probably made us all realise that we had something special really going. Not many teams come back with 9 men, and yeah, it was probably a stage when we're like, well, we've got something special going on here, and we need to capitalise on it.
And then you say we made St Andrews a fortress, which we really did. We only had 1 league loss at home all year. Ironically, in this kit here, so the debut of this kit was at home against Tranmere. You actually captained the side that day. I think it was the first time captaining Cov. What was that like, and how did we lose that game, if you remember?
Yeah, I know. Well, I missed about 5 chances. That's right. That's one. But yeah, no, I remember the game, and we absolutely. That game was so one-sided. It was unbelievable how we lost that game. I remember it. I've actually got the shirt up in my hallway, because obviously the first game in the two-tone kit, it's up in my hallway, and yeah, I don't know how we lost that game. I remember going up and somehow I got man of the match after missing the chances that I did. But I remember speaking to everyone upstairs, and everyone was in disbelief at how we lost the game. And yeah, luckily that was our only defeat at home that season.
Yeah, and then obviously you pick an injury up soon after that. You're out for a couple of months, I think it was. You return just before Christmas. You come off the bench a couple of times, and then just after Christmas, you get the start against Wickham, and then the following game against Tranmere, and obviously you bag 6 in 2. That was just incredible.
Yeah, no, and that's when I feel like that my Coventry career really started, was from when was it, the 28th of December, I think it was. 29th of December, my Coventry career really took off, and I could really go out there and show what I could do really in front of goal. And the back-to-back hat tricks were special, and I managed to go on a run from then on in.
And then just after that, we had a home and an away game at the same stadium against Birmingham. Was that weird that you were in the home dressing room all season and then home against the club we were renting off, and then subsequently away in the ground we were the home team in? That must have been really weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was always going to happen, wasn't it? It was written in the stars that a team ground share with a team the league above, and we end up drawing them in the FA Cup. It was a bit of a surreal experience, but an unbelievable atmosphere to play in. We didn't really play in that sort of atmosphere as hostile as that in League One. So it was enjoyable, and some fans might disagree, but it was probably the better side over the two games, and was unlucky to go out on pens.
And then obviously for the rest of the season, we were winning games really narrowly from about the February onwards point. And you seemed to score in every single game we had. That's what it felt like as a Cov fan. Obviously getting the crucial goals against Sunderland and Ipswich that eventually took us top of the league and got us over the line. What was that like from your point of view, being the talisman, getting every goal that was crucial for us, and then obviously having the season ending and winning the league?
Yeah, no, it's obviously nice to it's my job to score goals. It's what I love doing. I'll always love scoring goals, and I was scoring goals that are typical me, really, just inside the 18-yard box, little instinctive finishes, and I just happened to go on one of those runs that I've got on a lot at Coventry, and I think it expanded into the following season in the Championship as well for the first 3 or 4. So it was really pleasing, and I think I equalled Micky Quinn's record of scoring in however many games in a row it was. So that was a special moment for me as well.
Brilliant. And then obviously with COVID setting in, how did you celebrate, and how did you find the sort of the trophy, or firstly the announcement of we've actually won the league, and then the trophy celebrations, which was just the players and staff with some plastic gloves on and 3 or 4 bottles of champagne by the looks of it?
Yeah, it was a weird situation. I'd just been out on a bike ride, or I think it might have been a run. Just coming back in the back gate at home. My now wife Amy was in the back garden with the little man, and my phone started ringing, and it was the gaffer, and I was a bit weird. Right, so and he said, "You're the furthest away. How long is it going to take you?" And I was like, what do you mean? Are we starting again? And he said, no, it's getting announced. It's getting announced today. And I said, what? He said, well, we've won the league. Can you get up here? And I was like, yeah. I put the phone down straight away and said to Amy, I said, I'm going to Cov. She was like, what? And I said, yeah, I'm off. She was like, when are you coming back? I said, I don't know. And that was that. I remember going up there. I remember the lads had to bring what they wanted. We had like a social distance thing at the training ground. I remember picking up a 4-pack of Heineken up on my way from the service station, carrying that up there, and we just had a social distance get together, like you said, with a few bottles of champagne, and then lifted the trophy with the gloves on. And I think out of my time with the memories and that, it was unbelievable. But we all just wished as players and staff that we had the opportunity to do that with you guys and all the fans, because the team that we had was a special team that year in League One, and we created something special amongst everyone, the club, the fans. We had such a bond. Remember the team nights out that we had when we would bump into fans, and be a group of 50 bowling down in Leamington High Street or wherever, just fans and players together. And it was an unbelievable time, but we just wish that we got the opportunity to celebrate it properly.
I remember that season. After the Birmingham game, my wife came with me, and then we bumped into you in the old library at the bottom of town, and Luke McNally was there, and I think that was the season after, wasn't it? We beat Birmingham.
Yeah.
You were in there with Alan, Luke McNally. I can't remember who else you were in there with, and you kindly all sat on the table, and you all had a picture with my wife. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And
we had such a group of boys. Throughout the years that players would go, but then players would come in that would then buy into how we was as a club and how we was as a team, and we was all so together. I could probably name on my hand who was out that day. It would have been a lot of the boys. There had been about 10 lads all there throughout. That we was all so close.
And that season in League One, we were at Ipswich that day when you scored. For me, I mean, those goals we showed earlier, there's so many good goals in there. But for me personally, I love that goal you scored at Ipswich, the way you brought it down, you turned and you just slotted it in. And then we were all singing, we're going to win the league. I mean, how does that feel as a player being on the pitch, hearing the fans singing that? I never thought to this day I would ever hear us fans singing, we're going to win the league. It was just mad. But what's it like for you as a player hearing the fans singing that?
Yeah, it was incredible. I remember the game as well, really, really well. I really enjoyed that goal. A few people have said to me, Cov fans, that was one of their favourite goals they saw me score. And I managed to swivel and get my body round and slot it in the bottom corner. And to hear the fans singing after that, I think that's when obviously the results beforehand were key. But that one, I think probably we was probably 8, 9 or 10 points clear with a game in hand at the top. That was really a statement to say, look, we're not going anywhere. I think it was the third or fourth 1-0 win in a row, and away at a difficult place, because we looked at that run around that time, and it would be not season defining, but if we're going to win the league, we had to get something out of them games. I think it was Rotherham at home, Portsmouth at home, Rotherham at home, Sunderland at home, Ipswich away. 4 tough games, and we picked up, what did we pick up? 10 points. So that was an important stage, and it was to hear the fans, and then I wouldn't say celebrations in the dressing room after the game, because we didn't want to celebrate winning the league then, but that's when Sweet Caroline was sung really, really loud, and because we kind of knew that we was halfway there, you could say.
I mean, it was an amazing day. I've got 3 Cov fans that live in Ipswich as well, which it was their home game. Really, they travel up and down the country following the Sky Blues. And just quickly touch, because I know we haven't got you long. We've only got you for about another 8 minutes. Just touching on that COVID season. It must have been weird playing in the Championship with no fans at all, watching the games.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a nice time at all, really, and I think that's what I said earlier. To achieve what we did in staying up was massive, because what it brings to the club, and just it, and then enabled us to do what we did in the following season. I know we didn't achieve something as in playoffs or anything like that, but we had a really good season. We had that incredible start when we come back to the CBS, and the 6 home wins in a row, but that wouldn't have been possible without staying in the division. And it was an important time, and we celebrate staying in the league just as much as going up the season before.
And what made, because obviously there was no fans to get you going, how did you as a team, as a collective squad, really knuckle down and get to that to keep us up? Was there anything special that you did?
No, we was all together. We had basically a lot of the same group of lads still together that knew how we played. We didn't go away from how we played. Teams were coming up against us. I know we lost the first game against Bristol City, but they were I remember we popped them off the park I know they scored after like 10 seconds, but then we popped them off the park. And AD would always say, look, just keep playing the way that we know how to play. And teams will always say, you boys pop it about, we can't get near you. And that's when you knew that like, we probably belong at that level. But it was just finding a way to win at that level, playing the way that we played. And it took us till the end of the season to pick up the points that kept us in the league. But yeah, it was important that we didn't go away from the way that the club wanted us to play.
Yeah, I remember that first game. Me and my lads sat in the living room, watched it, and they scored it. I think it was 10 seconds, wasn't it? And I went, welcome to the championship.
Yeah.
That's how it felt, really. Jack?
Yeah, you mentioned, obviously, returning to the CBS. Well, for us, returning for you, it was your first time as a Coventry player at the CBS. We put together that run. And your first minute, I think, were off the bench against Reading. At 1-1 at the time when you scored a 98th minute winner for us. So that was your first taste of a home game at the CBS, right in front of Singers Corner, and you ran up to Singers Corner, which every player seemingly does these days. What was that atmosphere like, having played in Birmingham with a decent following and having played in Birmingham with literally no following to then that? What was the difference?
Well, the noise for one. It was incredible. I remember I was just coming back from that nightmare foot injury that I kept on having in that COVID year, and I remember that I was close to the first game, but couldn't quite be there for it, which was against Forest. But I remember watching that and seeing Fad score in the 90th minute, and thinking, "Wow, this is incredible! What an atmosphere!" To then a week later coming off the bench for 15 minutes and doing it myself, it was special. And it became habit to me then that whenever I scored at that end, just go to Singers Corner, and because the place would just erupt. And it was a great feeling getting that first goal.
But weirdly, that wasn't your first visit to the CBS. You came with Stevenage when we were both
left back,
and you went down to 10 men. You didn't really have an impact on the game. Coventry went 3-1. But I've looked at that game, and there were 8,859 people there, which I think was what we were averaging in Birmingham the year after. So to play at an almost empty CBS Arena against us, and then the next game there was, like I say, that winner against Reading, that must have been very different as well.
It was, and I always remember, I think it was the year that I was there with Stevenage, or the year after Peterborough. I think it was the Stevenage year. Yeah, it was. And you were singing Twist and Shout, and that always stuck with me. I was like, that's incredible. Like, the stadium wasn't full, but the way that you sung it for like 5 minutes constantly, I was just like, wow, they've not shut up, these lies. Mental. And I remember being taken off. I think probably got took off at half time, but I was playing left wing back at the time. God knows what I was doing that, but it was an incredible atmosphere with only 8,000 people in there. But then to see it in my final year with 30,000 on a regular basis, it was unbelievable to see the fans all coming back in and coming together, and us as a club all being together.
Yeah, and going back to that League One season, obviously you scored that goal off the bench against Reading. You actually then went on a bit of a run. You scored 10 goals in 16 games, which in the Championship was brilliant. The fact that we made that step up and you could still return some brilliant figures. And you ended up in a strike partnership with a very raw Victor Gyökeres, who at the time for us was, he'd been a bit hit and miss in that COVID season in Birmingham. He sort of lit the world alight a little bit at the beginning of that season, as you did. What was that partnership like? And did you know that he was going to go on to do what he's done?
Yeah, I remember seeing so many rumours. There's so many rumours flying around that me and Vic never liked each other. It was mental. I remember Amy ringing me after Norwich away once, and she was like, there's rumours that you and Vic were left out on the bench because you've had a fight in training. I said, Aim, will you stop reading anything you see? Because he's sat next to me in the car and I'm taking him to the airport now. I was like, say hello. She's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, yeah, so please don't read everything. Listen to everything you read. But yeah, no, me and Vic got on well. We created a partnership where I knew what he was going to do. Obviously, like you said, he's so raw, so powerful, and every times where I think he should square it, but I should think a lot of people should square it to me. But yeah, no, he was what he done that year was special, and then he kicked on really and had an unbelievable year in the playoff final year, and yeah, he fully deserved what he got at the end of it.
The partnership to me seemed to be summed up. That game we beat Fulham 4-1. We're 1-0 down at half time. And you put in a cross from about the halfway line, David Beckham-esque, that just went right behind their defence. And Victor just managed to get a toe on it and it rolled in the bottom corner. That assist to me is possibly one of the best I've seen. It was unreal. Was that a hit and hope or did you pick it out?
No, I remember that really well because I was over near the dugout, and it was late on in the game, and AD and the gaffer were both stood up on the sideline at the time, and they were like, just keep hold of it, and I could see Vic, and I was like, nah, we're 3-1 up, I'm whipping this, and I played it, and as soon as it left my foot, they must have knew behind me because they saw it. And I remember them both going, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable!" And we scored, and then we was just off. And then Callum O'Hare come running with me as we was running to the corner, and he was calling me De Bruyne. And it was. Obviously, I don't get many assists because I like being the one in the box, but yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I love
Brilliant.
it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, now listen, we've got to let you go, haven't we? Because you've got to shoot off.
I don't. Yeah, you can.
No, you're all right. You still all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm only in the hotel.
Oh,
room.
brilliant! Yeah, excellent. Oh, thanks, brilliant, superb. We've got some comments coming in as well. We get Claudio to pick out the best ones. I mean that playoff season, with the poor start, with the pitch and everything. You know, it was. I think we were playing once every fortnight, went to Millwall, Hamer got sent off, and it was like, oh my word, you know, and I think we spoke about this before, but I mean, how did you find it not playing week in, week out? Because I know as players, you would love to play Monday, Tuesday or Monday, Wednesday, and because once you get on a winning run, you just want to keep playing. It must have been really difficult for all of you to get motivated to go on to the next game because of what was going on at the CBS.
Yeah, it was tough. It was more than not realising if the games were going to get called off. I think it was the Rotherham one. I think it was on a Tuesday night. It might have been we was going to play them on the Tuesday. Anyway, we was going to play Rotherham, second home game in, and it got called off literally the night before, and we didn't have a clue if we were playing, if we wasn't playing. We prepared to play, and then the game was off. And I remember the gaffer going down to the stadium to have a look, and he was just like, "Look, we physically can't play it. It's too dangerous." He would say that the craters were like this big in the ground, and he said if you go down one of them, you're going to do some serious damage to yourself. So they had to sort that out, and yeah, it was difficult, obviously playing away from home, and everything. You look at it and was in such a false position, but it just probably shows the mentality again amongst the group and the club that October, November time we was bottom of the league because we had played 4 games less, and it was obviously some teams could crumble at that because you look at league positions, but we knew with the talent that we had in the squad and what we was capable of, and yeah, when we caught the games up, was probably in a good moment at that time, and it propelled us up the league.
Yeah, I mean, going into the World Cup break, we sort of did start picking up points, and we started getting a few wins under the belt. By the way, it was a great time in Spain, wasn't it? It was good. It was,
yeah.
It was really good. It's I mean, that must have been weird having a break halfway through the season.
It was, and from a selfish point of view, for myself, I just picked up that really unfortunate injury when I blocked the Sheffield United lad from playing forward, and I cleared it against my foot, and it yanked my ankle ligaments. And if being selfish, that World Cup break was probably couldn't have been timed much better. I think I could have missed a darn sight more games than what I did. But yeah, I remember coming back just after Christmas, and with the lads were in a good moment, and I bided my time and got back in the side with Vic, and we created something special, and we just fell short at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's that year. I mean, from February onwards, I think we lost 2 games all the way through to that. But a memorable moment, your mate Super Ben Wilson getting an equaliser at Blackburn. I mean, that was just scenes. And we had a similar thing last week against Portsmouth with Jamie Patterson, 94th minute winner.
Yeah, I watched the game. Yeah.
Did you want?
I was buzzing with that. That's just written in the stars. It was unbelievable. I sat at home and with my little lad, I think he stayed up that night because he was off school, and he was just like, that was scenes. That was. I'd have liked to have been there for that moment just to see. I'd like to have been in the stand. That's where I'd like to have been, in the stand opposite Singer's Corner, watching that go off. That would have been incredible.
Well, you're more than welcome to join us, mate, anytime.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you get, I mean, it's very similar. That season is very similar to this season, the time of the goal, because it was our last midweek game that Patterson scored, and then Ben sort of scored that equaliser at Blackburn. It was our last midweek game then. And that was the sort of moment we thought that, here we go, we're going to get into the playoffs. I mean, how going into that, how did you think the team were going to break into it? Did you think you were going to do it?
Yeah, we did that because, again, we was in a good moment at the time, and you just need, when you're in good moments, you need to just like nick things on the road. And I knew we was knocking on the door away at Blackburn, and things weren't quite falling for us. And obviously Benji done what he done, and it just, you have a feeling that this something could happen here, something special could happen. And like I said, you need to, a loss then could knock you off course a little bit, but we kept going, and the draw, it just keeps you on track, and it just keeps that momentum going.
I mean, when he scores that goal, Ben Wilson, I don't think much to his celebration. He skips.
He don't know what he's doing. I've seen some celebrations before, but he ain't got a clue what he's doing in that moment.
I know. He was skipping, wasn't he? He was just skipping.
Yeah.
You run off the other way, don't you? If I remember.
Yeah, I'll go towards the main set of like fans. He runs off where because it's a Tuesday night. We didn't take as many as we usually would up there, did we?
That's right.
And he runs off to the bit that's half empty, and I'm like, surely you'd go this way, and just.
I always see
just dive in with the fans, but yeah,
because I got a video. Ken, who isn't on tonight, bless him, but he was behind the goal when it happened, and you see you run the other way, and Ben's gone the other way, and you're like, where are you going?
Yeah,
it's mad. Now I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but the playoff final. I mean, blimey, O'Reilly. We'll talk about the the FA Cup run last season, but I mean that was just unbelievable. That playoff final, to see you guys walk out that tunnel, it was just emotional for all us fans. We were so proud of you all, and thank you so much for doing that, because you just gave us all so much belief, and going into that, and it was just such a proud moment. How did you feel knowing that you'd achieved it in League One, won the league, consolidated in that first season, and then made the playoffs? You must have been so proud.
Yeah, we was. Yeah, as players, we celebrated getting there a lot, and it was obviously difficult. It's going to be difficult, but it's part of football, and but to see the amount of sky blue. And to be fair, you got to look at it. I don't think there's a better looking playoff final. I don't like the just the sky blue and orange just looks incredible in there. And I might be biased, but the whole atmosphere is incredible. You can't hear yourself when you're on the pitch when you're down that low, and there's 95,000 people in there. It was so special, and again to show the character we did, because we weren't in the game first half, and it could have been a long day, and we had a really strong second half, and it's some unfortunate things happened during the second half and an extra time that you look back on and think if that hadn't have happened, then we might have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing day, and thank you for that, Jack.
Yeah, looking back at last season now, we again had a poor start. Now, last season there was a bit of an excuse in the fact that we'd had a big turnover in the squad. The year before there was the pitch, and it was like every year there seems to be an excuse. What is it with Coventry City and having a poor start, or can you not explain it?
What? Sorry, mate, you literally broke up.
No, sorry, about having a poor start to every season. It seems to be a Coventry thing at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what it is, but it was a weird one, because when I've come to the football club, I remember the League 1 year, AD always said in meetings leading up to around Christmas time, I think it was going into the Wycombe game actually, he said, like, after Christmas this club just gets stronger and stronger. I think the year before you didn't have a good start when I was at Peterborough, but then you come on strong and you just finish short of the playoffs. I remember you just finished above Peterborough. I think we finished 9th and you might have finished 8th, something like that. And he said, this club's known for coming on strong. He said, this is where we kick in. This is where our fitness levels go. And I think that's, I don't know. It's, if we'd have had a good start, you never know. But there's nothing you can put your finger on. Just we knew that come after Christmas, that seems to be every time that we used to kick on.
And last season, you seemed to struggle a little bit with injuries. I mean, you've always been unlucky throughout your career, seemingly with bits of injuries here and there. But last season just seemed to be a little bit more unfortunate. Was that a difficult time, or were you just really unlucky?
Well, I can't. You'll have to remind. I can't remember the injuries last year. What?
I don't remember specifics, but I remember you sort of being in and out the team, and
to be fair, mate, I think that was probably just. I think it was probably tactical. I don't remember having too many. I don't remember having too many injuries last year. Because touch wood, I've been injury free more or less for the 2 years now. I remember the season before I had my appendix and things like that just hampered me. I remember that was the year that after the Peterborough game when we beat them 4-1, I remember my appendix going, and that really stopped me really, because I was on 12 goals before then, and that stopped me. And then like I said last year, I don't really remember having an injury. It was just more of a tactical thing. Fresh faces come in, and it's football at the end of the day. It happens, and you just have to get on with it. Keep your head down. If you get a chance, try and do something. Try and make an impact, and that was that.
And you were given your chance in the FA Cup game against Oxford. You come off the bench and scored twice to take you to 50 goals for the club. Now, I believe in the modern era, you are only the 5th Coventry player to have 50 goals. So that is a real achievement. You are a modern day legend of our club as a striker.
I won't go legend, but yeah.
Well, in my eyes, I'm only young. You are to me. You've got 50 goals. Your celebrations in that game were quite muted. I know it was the 5th and 6th goal against the League One club, but is there a reason behind that?
No, not really. It's like you're coming on for 10, 15 minutes, 5 and 6 goals. I don't know, mate. You just don't want to take the mick really. If I sprinted off into the corner and knee slid at 5-1, I think half the players would have battered me. You know, like our players. But yeah, it was one of those. You just have a bit more respect base, really.
Did you know that was 50 goals for the club? Were you aware of that?
I didn't have a clue. I'll be totally honest. I didn't have a clue until after the game, and then Cov released something, saying that it was 50 goals, and another a proud moment.
And then that FA Cup run, obviously, we went to Hillsborough. We had an easier fixture against Maidstone. But then Molineux and Wembley again. What were those experiences like? Because I know you didn't really play a part at Molineux at all, did you? I don't think.
No, I didn't
and then
play
only a bit part against Man United. What was that like?
Yeah, they were just both good, incredible atmospheres. It was weird. Wolves one was a weird one because you're kind of thinking that you're going to go to a Premier League ground and have your backs against the wall and defend for your lives and try and nick a 1-0. But again, watching from the bench, we was the better side for most of the game. We had so many. Our XG was the most. I remember the goalkeeping coach saying to me after, because I know him, is the most XG they've ever had against them that year in the Prem, and they were flying that year. And that was the biggest XG they'd ever had against them. So that just shows that we didn't go there and just accept that we'd try and nick one on the break. And the scenes after that were incredible. It helps that you score. There's a scenario and scoring last minute with Hadji, and then going to Wembley, it was again really weird. You going in 3-0 down, and you're thinking, we haven't really created a lot here. We haven't laid a glove on them. They're so good without seeming to be good. But they are when you're on the pitch against them, that sort of level of Premier League players. I know they get slated, Man United, but they are different level, a lot of them. And but then we done what Coventry do, just don't give in, and found a way back into the game, and if VAR had done the lines at the right time, we'd have won the game.
Yeah, if they put them in the right position.
Right position, and when Callum left his foot and not when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, and not drawing it over Wan-Bissaka's foot.
Then it would have been a different situation.
Were you due to take the 5th penalty?
Yeah, so they always asked me, Alid Williams, the goalkeeping coach, would always ask me what pen I want to take, being the penalty taker. And I said in the player final, and I said in the FA Cup final, that just give me whatever. They goalkeepers and goalkeeping coaches do it. They class it as pressure penalties. That's the way they look at it now. So goalkeepers look at which way players are going to go, and they call it pressure penalties. So I said, just give us one of the pressure penalties. I'll take whichever one you want. And they class them as 1 or 5. So I took 1 in the player final, and Ali had me down to take number 5 at Wembley. And unfortunately, I didn't get to take one against Man United.
So you say you sort of nominated yourself for a pressure penalty, but I think you'd actually missed your 2 previous penalties for Cov. So clearly that didn't play on your mind at all. You just thought, I'm a goal scorer, I'll score.
No, I obviously the pen against Watford was not my best of pen, struck it well, but the keeper's gone the right way. And then if the one against Ipswich, I'm trying to put it in the top bin and it's caught the underside of the bar. But I'll back myself in front of goal. I'll always will do. It's what I've done my whole life and never lose confidence. I'd say to the media team now that I'd never ever lose confidence in front of goal. It may look like it, but I never ever do, because I back my ability in front of goal. And it doesn't bother me if it's Man United or anyone at Wembley. It's a penalty, and I'll back myself.
And then finally, we've obviously missed out on a chance against Man United through no fault of anyone. Everyone is physically and mentally exhausted. We've got 4 games left. We can still technically make the playoffs, but we lose 3 and draw 1. I mean, was that just pure exhaustion that meant that we crumbled?
I'd probably say that. Yeah, it takes a lot out. It would have took a lot out of the players. I don't think the team was changing too much at the time. So, yeah, the players were going back to back to back to back, doing it a lot, and it does take it out of you. Saturday, Tuesday. And yeah, it was. I remember we could still get in the playoffs, but it was always going to be tough after what happened at Wembley. I think with the the scenario and what happened.
And what, half time at Wembley, what was said to you guys, or was nothing said and you just sat there and talked to each other?
I don't know. I come out to warm up because I was on the bench, so I don't actually know what was said. I don't actually know what was said. I just know after the game it was silent after the game because but it was a weird feeling because it was like one of immense pride as well, really. To take arguably the biggest club in the world. I know they're not having the greatest times on the pitch at the moment, but probably the biggest club in the world to penalties, and like I said, should have won the game, but it was one of immense pride to look back on that.
And getting to Wembley twice in 2 seasons, you must have been well chuffed.
Yeah, it was. It's every kid's dream to play at the National Stadium, playing in front of all them people. And we come up short just both times. So, it was unfortunate. But again, one that when my career's over, that I'll be very proud to say that I've played at Wembley. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. And just the last one then, and then we'll get a couple of comments, if you don't mind, from Claudio.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Some fans are loving you here. They're absolutely, I don't know if you can see the comments, but there's some amazing.
I wouldn't even know how to look at the comments. How do I?
Well, there's some amazing comments coming in for you. But we're going to just touch on.
I clicked on some here, try to see them, but there you go. You're back. There you go.
That's right. Just jumping on to now, you moved to Charlton. I mean, what a fantastic season you're having. I keep looking at your goals and, seeing that you score, banging them in. How did that move come about? Because obviously you were settled at Coventry. You've already said that how happy you were at Coventry. You've made many memories with your family and everything there. I mean, how did that come about? Because obviously, you were settled at Coventry and we loved you.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I've never really spoken about it really. I just felt like it was my time to move on. Really, I that season where I said that I didn't really have many injuries and I wasn't playing a lot. I want to score as many goals as I can. I'm so close to scoring 200 goals now, and that's all I want to do is just score goals. My whole life, I've just wanted to score goals, and that's what I wanted to do. And I had the conversation with the gaffer, conversations with AD, and was like, look, I just want to score goals, and I will, without saying anything, I just wanted to go that summer before I didn't want to be left on the sideline doing nothing. With the amount of respect and everything that I had for Coventry, I didn't want my memories to be dampened because I wasn't involved in squads this current season. I was on the bench, not coming on constantly, and maybe get 5-10 appearances. And I didn't want that because I had too much respect for the club. I had unbelievable memories and unbelievable like feeling with the fans. I didn't want that to then it wouldn't have turned sour because I'm not that sort of person, but then to be like, all I remember is that last year at Cov when I wasn't playing, I wasn't doing this. And I was like, no, this is the right time now for me because now all I've got is unbelievable memories of Cov. Unbelievable memories. I can't wait to come back and watch games when I'm not playing. And I just felt like it was the right time to move. And with what was happening, like family wise, down home, my little lad who's now he's nearly 6, who's watched my whole career at Cov, on a Sunday night would start to cry when I'd travel back to Leamington where I lived. He would start crying, and then I wouldn't see him for 2 weeks, and he was like, "When's Daddy coming home?" And it's a bit like, do you know what? It's getting quite tough. So when the Charlton thing come up, I was like, I need to try and make this happen. And it happened just before I was returning back for pre-season.
And did they approach us or approach your manager?
They approached. They spoke to my agent, then to the club, and it did happen quite quick in the end, over the off season, and I'm glad it happened when it did happen in the off season, because obviously, like I said, I didn't want to come back and have the situation where I'm traveling up, traveling back, not knowing what's going to happen. It happened. I had to deal with the situation of leaving Coventry, where I'd spent 5 unbelievable years, to then heads down, start again. Let's go and score some goals.
And you have scored some goals, because I think is it 14 league goals, and is it 17 now in all competitions, or 18?
17, 17, 18, something like that, yeah.
And you're 5th in the table. You're almost guaranteed a playoff place. That's got to be exciting for you, surely.
It has, yeah. Obviously, we're all but there in the playoffs. Got need a good couple of points, but top 2 still intact as well. And with my mentality and things like that, I'm never going to give up on that spot. So yeah, we've got 4 games. Probably need to win all 4 to try and get close to it. But we'll give it a good go. I mean,
it's tight in all 3 leagues, isn't it? Our league, yours, and League 2. I'd love you to knock Wrexham off that 2nd spot.
It's about a pound for every time I've been told that.
Especially after they knocked us out the cup.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be good. So, I mean, you're aiming obviously for 20 goals this season. And you mentioned the 200. How many more do you need to get to the 200?
Do you know what? I've not looked, but I know that I'm not far away. I'm one of those. I don't look. I don't like to set targets. Don't do anything like that. But I know that I'm not far away. So yeah, it will be a proud moment when I get there. Hopefully, I'll get there this year. I don't really know how far away I am, but don't really want to know. But if it's this year, start of next year, I back myself. I know that I'm going to get there, but just a matter of time.
And are you going to stay at Charlton even if they don't come up? Are you going to stay and finish your career there, do you think?
I'd be honest, I love it down here, because obviously I'm so close to my family. I've got lots of friends that are Charlton fans. I followed Charlton when I was a boy because it was 40 minutes. So I used to come up to the Valley a lot and watch. So yeah, if that happens to be that I see my career out here, it is what it is. But I still feel like I've got the way my legs are and the way I am as a player. I still feel like I've got a good few years left in me yet.
Brilliant. And Claudio's daughter's boyfriend, he's a Charlton fan.
Yeah, there is some about.
Well, it's bizarre because he's a Mancunian, and I was trying to work it out, and he says I'm a Charlton fan because my dad's from Charlton, and he went to watch you recently at he was in the box at Stockport.
Yeah,
and I thought, I didn't realise they were playing at Stockport. I thought he's going a long way down to Charlton from up there. Then I realised, of course, he's next door, isn't he? If he's up in Manchester.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a big Charlton fan.
Yeah. And then we've got
there's lots about.
We've got a fan who's watching this evening, Danny Drury. He had a picture with you at Mansfield.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember he was waiting after the game.
Yeah, that's nice of you, isn't it?
Well, that is. Do you know what I do love, and I think that's what I was on about. The right time to leave is. I've had Cov fans come and watch games when Cov haven't been playing like international breaks. I've had Coventry fans actually come and watch me whilst at Charlton, which is just shows that if it had gone, I keep saying it, if it had gone sour, it wouldn't have gone sour. But that you don't hear many clubs, many people that do that, go and watch former players when not just local. Some obviously, like you say, like Mansfield is not too far from you boys, but like a couple have come down to Charlton, a couple have gone to away games, and that's when you think like this. Yeah, it was proper time that I had when I was at Cov.
Just shows you are a modern day legend. 50 goals.
Yeah. That gets chucked around too much, mate. The word legend, don't it? So.
Now, talking about legend, would you obviously when you retire, would you consider joining our legends and coming up for the game and coming out on the pitch one day?
Yeah,
like
obviously,
Max has done and
100%.
everything else?
I'd be all over that. I looked and saw a few of the boys that I played with were there, and too right as well with that League One side that we have there. It was unbelievable to see Fanky there and get the reception that he did. And I bumped into Marco at the weekend actually, because he was at Cambridge. We played Cambridge at the weekend, and he was there, and had a cuddle and a chat with him. So it's nice to see the old faces, and I'll definitely, there's no doubt about it that I'll be back up. I'm gutted really that I've not been able to get to a game, but football's football. You know what it's like when you're still playing, and all our games clash. And Eve, I think it was only at the start of the season. I think you had one Sunday game when I was there. We had 3 or 4 throughout the year, but you've not had many Sunday games this year. If you'd have had Sunday games, I'd have come up. But it is what it is.
And Marco was on here a few weeks ago. He come on, cracking interview and everything. So I don't know if he mentioned it when you seen him. He says, "Look out for them lot."
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't say it, to be fair.
Good. Like before you go, then, if you don't mind, Claudio, have you got some lovely comments coming in? I can see them all popping up. There is a lot of repeat ones, so Claudio would just singly pick some out, and if it is a repeat, so there you go.
Firstly, I was the Tranmere match where you were captain, Matty. I was in the I was on the pitch with you with Juggy, because the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club sponsored.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And there's a great shot of Juggy trying to crack jokes. You got your game face on, and he's still trying to crack jokes at you on the halfway line. I'm thinking, just let him concentrate.
He's probably still trying to talk to me. That's what it is. You know what Juggy's like. No, he's a legend. I still speak to Juggy now. He's a legend and one of a kind.
He's got your boot, hasn't he, from Wickham, I think.
Yeah, he got it done for me and him. We both got it.
Yeah.
I've got that up again in my hall. Back-to-back hat-tricks boots, he got them done for me.
And you're right about you getting man of the match, because I've got a photograph of you. You're the most miserable man of the match I've ever seen.
Well, do you blame me after missing a few chances and a 1-0 defeat when we had 35 chances in the game?
I thought it's hilarious. Look how grumpy he is.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this is from Dan Plowman, if you can remember this. He says, ask him if he remembers that his daughter wants to know if he ever got the sky blue teddy we bought for him when he had the baby. Apparently, he gave it to Jamie Allen, who was meant to give it to you, unless Jamie's sleeping with it. Did he ever hand it out?
Yeah, no, it's at home. Yeah, both the boys have got one, to be fair.
Oh, wow.
It's at home in their bedroom.
I've got visions of Jamie cuddling it, because at one stage you're both injured at the same time. We're at St Andrews. You're both out.
Yeah, we was. Yeah, Jamie. I remember that. Jamie had a bit of a difficult start that year. I remember when I signed, he was injured and struggled, but then he got into the side and does what the little J does.
In the comments, there's a recurring theme about the two lads up front, Hadji and Ellis, and their XG suggests they should get about 20 goals each this season. So if you were still there, what sort of advice would you give the strikers? Obviously, you're just a box striker. You smack it in from wherever. How did you give advice to your fellow professionals if they're struggling to find the net?
No, Hadji and Ellis completely different strikers to the way I am. But they're 6 foot plus for a starter, and all you just got to say is just keep going. And I'm like I said, I'm never one to lose confidence, and you just keep putting yourselves in the position. When you're not getting chances, that's when you need to worry, because you're not getting yourself in the positions, and that is a sign of not being confident when you're shying away from going into the positions. But yeah, they just need to keep going. From what I've seen, Ellis, barring an unbelievable bit of defending from John Egan, taps it in the 92nd minute for you boys the other night. It's that defending probably goes under the radar a bit. Ellis says literally he doesn't need to do anything, just let it hit him and it goes in, and it get off the mark again. But it's an unbelievable bit of defending, to be fair. But yeah, they just need to keep going, don't they?
And if you do get promoted, you've got no fear of the championship, have you? Because Naki Wells is still scoring. He's older than you.
Yeah, no, I won't fear the Championship at all. I know that if I'm in the box and got a chance to score goals, then I'll do it.
Yeah,
Just
hope
don't
you're not
do well
against
against us. Yeah, I'll just
I
say
know.
that.
Yeah, that's not a nice situation to be in. If that
Would you celebrate if you scored at the CBS?
No, I celebrated by accident against Stevenage, and I was a bit like, oh, no, but I was get so caught up in the moment. But yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't. Not at the CBS, no chance, no chance.
It hurt. It hurt the other week, Matty, when we were at Sheffield United and our little mate Gustavo.
That was
It hurt.
he was never going to celebrate either. But
No, but it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt.
Yeah, I can imagine, but he's a quality player. So when you've got 25 yards out and Gus is standing over it, you're thinking, oh no.
Yeah, I know.
Lethal Finn says, favourite Matty Godden goals? Mine is the one at Watford and one at Sunderland. Have you got a favourite, Matty, of yours for the Sky Blues?
Bristol City at home, 96th minute.
Oh yeah,
that was the place erupted then.
The noise.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah,
we had 10 players, didn't we? 45 minutes as well, and we losing.
Yeah. Matt's got sent off, didn't he? Yeah. Do you know what one I do love? Yeah, it come up. Someone said, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I've got an account, but I'm not on it. One of the lads said that it come up when the Charlton boys all come in actually and said that they'd just seen my goal against Derby away when me and Cal played a couple of 1-2s in the air.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's up there. I really enjoyed that goal.
Chris Foster says, hi all, and Super Matt. Gutted when you left, but not as much as my wife, because she occasionally used to see you at Tesco in Warwick. Thanks for all you did for CCFC. She's hanging around by the trolleys waiting for you, Matty.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh dear. I've got the comments, but they keep dodging around here. Oh, Lee Beckett says, my Godden goal was the link-up play with O'Hare at Derby, but it was
That was a good goal. I mean, that was on early on before you came on. I mean, when you watch that back, it is a great goal. The move is just brilliant. And that was when JCH got injured, wasn't it? And Bidwell slotted back into
had to come in left side centre half. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, and it was a great performance from Bidders, and he really took it on well, didn't he? It was absolutely superb. But that move, it was a brilliant move. Brilliant.
Glenn from Sky Blue Hub says, my favourite Godden memory is the goal v Pompey at St Andrews. It made me smile. That was a late goal as well, wasn't it? After
late-ish. I come on. I just come back from something there. Oh, I think I had like a week out or something, and then I remember coming back, and I remember Frankie threw it actually, and Cal weren't ready for it, and you can hear my voice shout, or Frankie's voice shouting, "Cow!" And he turned around and see it and flicked it over for me, and I took it over the shoulder. I enjoyed that goal actually. It was a good goal.
And Simon Hargreaves
kept on comparing it to a Robbie Keane goal. If I remember
against Arsenal.
Against Arsenal.
Yeah. Not far off it.
Yeah.
And you were a lot cheaper than Robbie Keane as well. Simon Hargreaves says, have you, even with inflation, Simon Hargreaves, have you taken the lawnmower to your Charlton goals?
No, like I said, the golf swing's still there. I still do the golf swing. But yeah, the lawnmowers, that's long gone. That's retired now. It's it's not come back out for a while, and I think the little man would be a bit like, Daddy, what are you doing if I've done the lawnmower? Like I said, he wants me to do silly dances and that now, but I'm not doing that.
What about the aeroplane? What about the aeroplane?
And then do you know what? That comes out every now and again. The arms come out.
Brilliant.
I did watch you recently. You were playing against Peterborough, which didn't go so well, did it? About 2 or 3 weeks ago.
No, that was our. We've only had 3 defeats since the start of December, and that was one of them actually.
I've somehow managed to watch 2 of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm doing it, I know.
It's like when he comes on the bus. It's like when he goes to away games. We keep losing. I tell him stop.
Well, we drew on Monday, so
I was going to say we either draw or lose when he comes, Matt. He's a bad omen, mate. He ain't coming to Plymouth at the weekend, so we're all right.
I don't know how you lost that game Monday though. That was
the
way you lost that. Drew that game. Sorry.
Yeah.
On the up says, "Hi Matty." He said, "Do you still think you could do it in the Championship?" Which he said you could. I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Goals don't move, do they?
That's right. Lee Dan, evening Matty. Thanks for all the fantastic memories, pal, and good luck for the future. You'll forever be in sky blue hearts. It would be your ideal strike partner. What? I mean, because I know you didn't mind playing on your own up front, did you? And we do a lot.
I like it. I don't do that now, but I kind of do. We got a lad that's really good, really quick, who plays up top with me. But he's a natural winger. Tyrese Campbell, his name is. He's like a natural. He's a winger / striker. So he plays up top with me, but he drifts out left a lot where he's got that winger in him, and it leaves me to do and back with centre halves and make my runs. And I do like playing in that role as up top on my own, because I can make my little movements and do things. And I did spend quite a bit of time at Cov playing up there, just myself, whether that be a box or it was a 3 that we started off in League One with Wes Jabello and Geordie off the other side, and then obviously we switched to that box that we kept for a couple of years with Callum and Jamie in behind me.
Wes Jabello is the one that got sent off at Portsmouth, wasn't it?
No, it was Castaner.
Was that Castaner? Yeah. Was it Castaner?
Yeah, when he slid from 30 yards away.
Yeah, still sliding there.
Yeah.
Did you all stare at it thinking, "Oh, he's off"?
I knew it. I could see it. He was on a yellow as well, I think. And he started sliding. I was like, "Oh no, here he goes."
But he scored. Was it against Bristol Rovers? That amazing,
an unbelievable goal. Unbelievable goal, yeah.
And I looked. I think it was with Juggy that afternoon. I said, "We've signed a player here." We thought, then it sort of tailed off, didn't it? It didn't happen really for him.
No.
Glenn Sky Blue Hub says, "Tell Matty to bag a few hat tricks, as I've got a few quid on him to be League One top goal scorer." Are you close to being League One top goal scorer?
4 off, I think.
Sort it out, Matty. He's got to win some money, Glenn.
Yeah. We got Wickham Monday as well. Last time I played there, I scored hat trick. So
just pretend you're wearing a Cov shirt, then you won't.
Yeah.
Because I can lend it. Yeah, I can lend it.
Yeah, there you go. That's that shirt as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So it
was that shirt. Yeah.
I'll lend it you if you sign it.
Yeah.
Do you find in your career? Do you find there's certain clubs you just seem to score against all the time?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot.
What's that behind them? What makes you?
I don't know. I think it just happens. I'm trying to think if I played against the team this year that I do score a lot against. Portsmouth was one. Scored every time I played against them. For Peterborough and Stephen is Peterborough Cov. That does happen. I don't know why that happens. I think it's just a strange situation that you find yourself in.
And sorry, Claudia, do you have a bogey team that you think, "Oh, I don't want to play these"? Like we don't want to travel up to Preston.
That's the one. Won. Preston.
Yeah, never won, have we?
Every team I've been at, it just don't happen at Preston. It just must be one of those places.
Is it the floodlights because they're rubbish?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We went this year in the FA Cup, done really well. Lost 2-1. It's just Preston.
It's Preston. It's just Preston.
Yeah.
We'll quote that next time we play them. It's just Preston.
Yeah, it's Preston.
Yeah. Every time I go up there, it's at night. I can't see the other end of the pitch because the floodlights are rubbish. Looks like you're playing in the dark. It's awful.
Nice train station though. It's fantastic.
Train station. It's just Preston.
It's just Preston, yeah.
Right, a couple more comments and then we better let Matty go because we've kept him over an hour. He's been absolutely fantastic.
Nah, yeah, it's all good.
We'll get the blame, won't we, if they don't do the business tomorrow now?
Nah, you're all right. Yeah.
Mark Light says Matty would have got. He reckons you'd have got more goals than Ellis Sims this season. Well, we won't know, will we? Rounds of possibility. Matty scored some stunning goals for us. Great moments and memories. Thank you, sir. Amazing. Bella Taylor, we miss you, Matty. It was good to see you at one call and a cracking goal too. I'm not sure.
That's at Mansfield. You must have come to Mansfield. Yeah.
Dark farts. That Matty Godden. He's a Gooden, isn't he? He's trying to be a bit funny there. Not sure it worked. Ralph Wiggins, it's great to see Matty on the show and fabulous times he gave us over the years. As he said, very special times, Matty. Big thanks for all your efforts. Dave McGee, so happy for Matty about Charlton. Really wants him the success he deserves. Is that what's your team as which team do you support?
So when I was younger, I grew up watching two teams. I'd travel. I supported Arsenal, but couldn't get. It was like trying to get tickets was mad at the old Highbury. But the team I watched would have been the team that I did watch in the Prem was Charlton, because it was a tenner a ticket and a tenner a ticket and a £5 for the bus, or the other way around when I was a kid. I used to go a lot. Did
you watch Arsenal last night?
I did, yeah.
Pretty amazing, really.
Yeah.
Gotta say, I was really impressed. I was impressed last night. And anybody doing over Real Madrid is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Juventus scarf up there, you see, that's why.
Stop going on about you Italian rubbish. Every week, Matty. Every week, that flag in the background, I'm going to burn it.
Oh dear.
My lad said the other day, he was watching back, Matty, and he goes, Why is Claudio got an Irish flag in the back? I says, it's not, it's Italian.
Yeah.
He goes, oh yeah, the camera's the wrong way round.
Yeah.
So Paul Stratton wants to know, Matty, listening to you talk, was AD the driving force and a main man in terms of the team and the squad?
AD, I can't speak highly enough of AD. No, I still speak to him now. When we played at Walsall, he come and met me at the hotel, along with Marshy. And what he done for my career is, I can't thank him enough. What he taught me about the game, about my position. He let me do what I wanted to do in terms of my goal scoring and the little drills that he gave me, but the confidence that he gave me and made me, I'd always back myself in front of the goal, but it was the other bits, and he'd show me and make me believe that I'm a good player as well as a goal scorer. And he took everything at the training ground, on the training pitch, and I can't speak highly enough, and I think a lot of the lads would probably vouch for that, coaching wise anyway.
What about Lawrence as well? Because we had AD, Robbins, and Lawrence there as a trio. Do you think that was part of our success, the three of them?
Yeah, but like I said, AD was tactically one of the best coaches out there. He come from Chelsea, and some of the sessions he done were incredible, and it always set you up going into the Saturday. You knew he'd either set something up that was ridiculously tight as a training session, but you could hardly string 4 or 5 passes together. And he's like, this is what it's going to be like on Saturday. And all he's looking for is one coaching point that he can get out of it, that suddenly it just goes bang, 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 and you're out. And sure enough, that would happen on a Saturday. And you're just like, wow, this is like you're trying to see scenarios on the pitch where you think, what could happen at half time if we could change certain things. If AD would come in straight on the tactic board and go, this is what we need to do. And you're just like, wow, this is like, he knows his stuff.
Yeah, it's good to have, isn't it? The Super Matt, this is from Harley Gaz. Sky Blue Legend, hope you bag a brace tomorrow because I've got Charlton in my acca.
I'll try my best.
We're all going to look out for that tomorrow now, aren't we? The Wickham thing, the Wickham thing as well. We're going to be following this.
Definitely.
Bolam says, "What a humble man. Big respect to you, Super Matt." Ian Plimlock, please don't forget you are a legend to us, Matty. My lad is about the same age as Jack, and yeah, in the 20s. As far as they're concerned, yeah, you're my Ian Wallace from the heyday, from when I was at their age. You know what I mean? It's like from the reveal of the statue today. You know, so
I saw that.
You are a modern day hero, modern day legend to a lot of people, even if you're as old cruddy as me. So, you know.
The statue was brilliant today, Matty. It was. I've been down
there.
Yeah,
it looked good. A lot of fans turned up for it, didn't they?
Yeah, it's been amazing, mate. Absolutely amazing. And did you know when you were at the club? Did they talk about that time, the FA Cup, much at the club when you were there, or didn't they really sort of?
No, not so much. It was more when we went on the run. We used to, like when we was in the hotel beforehand, before the semi-final, we watched a load of clips and of that, just to try and like motivate you. Yeah, it was quite cool. It was cool.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, that's fantastic because that might, big Sewell and everything else, fantastic.
I've just seen this, Matty. I'll put it up on the screen. This is achievable, mate. This really is.
Yeah, see, I don't want to know that. I could do that before the end of the season. I'll pretend I didn't see it.
Well, if you get the playoffs,
hey,
if you get the playoffs, you've got every chance to get in that.
Yeah.
Glenn's put, hope it's a Coventry Charlton double at Wembley in the playoffs. Imagine that. What a weekend that'll be.
I'm going to stay over and watch it.
I was saying to Rich, who I was really close with, that we got, obviously I'd be open to see you boys at Wembley, but I think we play the day after. So it's not going to happen, which is a shame, but hopefully we can do the double.
Danny says, I'm glad you remembered seeing me after the Mansfield game. Was so excited to see you, Matty. Will always be my favourite player, Super Matty Godden. I touched on the Leamington Warwick Supporters Club, and obviously there's the Bedworth and South and all the rest of it. What are those nights like? Because they're really good fun, I used to think. And
I didn't mind them. I quite enjoyed them, but I think that's because like I said, I had a really good relationship with you guys. You don't get that a lot at a lot of clubs. But I think that League One season definitely started that. I feel bringing back doing them nights, and my first one was at Warwick.
Yeah,
Warwick and Leamington's. We're Juggy actually. I remember Juggy interviewing me. That's funny. And then I've done the Bedworth one and other than and other ones. But I quite enjoyed them nights.
I think me and Miles did one with Ellis and you at Dillon's.
Yeah.
It was freezing. So cold, wasn't it?
It was cold in there,
yeah. And then we did. I interviewed you the first one at the tavern as well, and there was those rowdy lads. Yeah. There was those rowdy lads behind us trying to heckle you, weren't they? Do you remember?
That's it. Yeah.
You know the shirt as you come up the stairs in there. There was a shirt, goalkeeper shirt, on a dummy.
I can't remember.
Well, there was one there. And those lads nicked it.
Did they?
At the end of the night, they nicked it. Took it off the dummy. Loons. I don't know. All right, a couple more then, and then we'll let him go because he's got to be up early in the morning. He's got to get ready for his big game. Northampton tomorrow, isn't it?
That's it.
Northampton. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Funny team, Northampton. I've just
a lot of problems, aren't there?
Yeah. So, Matty, it says here, Lee Dan, what's your honest opinion on our chances if we reach the playoffs?
Playoffs are playoffs. We saw that when we got there. We had the heart. I speak to. It ended up that there's 2 or 3 Luton boys here at Charlton, and I'm quite close with one of them in particular. But we speak about that, and we definitely had the harder game in that semi because Middlesbrough were incredible. They went on that incredible run. Do you remember? And they had an unbelievable side, and them Luton boys didn't want to play Middlesbrough in the playoffs, and we ended up playing them, and that result, I never forget that night away at the Riverside was incredible.
Oh.
So you all know what the playoffs, and the good thing about Cov is you know how to get to Wembley, and that's going to be important because obviously you've done it a good few times in recent years, and in playoffs you got League Two, and then the Championship 2 seasons ago, and obviously the FA Cup last year. But the playoff wise, 2 times in 7-8 years is you know how to do it. So yeah, no team's going to want to play Cov in the playoffs, that's for sure.
That's good to hear. And one last question then. This is from Chris Brook. Now he's asked for your favourite 11, which will be here all night. So if you could pick a 5-a-side team of all the players you've played with at Coventry, obviously you're playing. So who would the other 4 players be? You're allowed a sub. How's that?
I can have a sub. Okay.
Or you can.
No, I'll be the sub. I'll be the manager of a 5-a-side team, and I'd go Benji in goal, and then I'd go Fads, Gus, Benji, Fads, Gus, Vic, and I've got to go attacking. Strong. Fads will cover it all at the back, won't he? Purely because of the amount of assists he gave me, I'll probably go Cal. Yeah, I'd have to go Cal. Oh. So Benji, Fads, Gus, Vic, Cal.
That's a spine of the team, isn't it? From pretty much.
Yeah.
You missing?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, without me. Yeah. Do you know what Walshy could get in there? Walshy was so good for us, weren't he?
Oh, that goal! That was a last-minute goal, wasn't it?
Near enough. Yeah. Rochdale. Yeah, he took on half the team.
Yeah, didn't Marco mention Walshy, didn't he? When we interviewed him a few weeks ago, he said how good Walshy was, and he said,
he was like messy at some point. You couldn't get near him, especially in training.
Yeah, and then he says it's just gone all wrong for him for some reason.
Yeah, he just got injured, didn't he? He really hurt himself. He went back to Bristol City, I remember, and then he was going to play for them because we wanted him back, and he was going to play for them at Bristol, and then tore his quadricep off the bone, from what I remember. Yeah, not a nice one. And then he couldn't get going. Then he done his Achilles, didn't he? Which is like a 9-10 month injury, and just hasn't managed to get going. But he was some player for us. God. And
then he got player of the season as well, didn't he? That season, I think. Yeah. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
Before we go, Matty, can we just finish with a couple of quick fire questions?
Go on.
Yeah.
So I remember from a while back, you're a superstitious man, and you had your Movember months where you grew a dodgy tash and kept scoring, so you kept the tash. Is that still something you do? And have you got any more superstitions?
Just they've quietened down though. They have quietened down a lot. I don't do half as much as I used to do. But yeah, I still have a couple. I have to put my shin pads on the right way, but only little ones. Yeah, not as bad as when I was at Cov, when I had to eat exactly the same thing the night before a game and things like that. It just got out of hand.
Fair enough. You had a good relationship with. Oh, sorry, go on, Miles.
Talking about Blackpool, do you remember at the end of the game, someone threw a hat at you, and you put "Kiss Me Quick" hat on?
Yeah,
that's ours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you get it back?
Yeah, got it back.
Oh, you got it. You've got it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was 12 of us in the hotel. We stopped the weekend and we all went and bought them, and then we threw one at you, and you put it on.
Put it on, yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Brilliant.
You had a close relationship with Funky Dabo. Was that on and off the pitch? And your celebrations were with him as well quite a lot.
Yeah, I speak to him still. He lives literally around the corner from the training ground. unfortunate because he went up to Scotland, but I've not met up with him half as much as I'd want to. But last year, me and obviously everyone knows how close I was to Si Moore. And still am. He's godfather to one of my boys. But me, Si, and Frankie used to meet up. Frankie used to drive up to Leamington and see us quite a bit. And yeah, I still speak to him now.
Brilliant. What's your favourite Cov game ever?
Ever?
Well, that you were at the club for.
God, it's so hard to pick that. That's ridiculous.
Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham at home was unbelievable. Had some great wins at home, didn't we? Sheffield United beat them 3-0 at home, 3-1.
What was it? A penalty? Matt, was it a penalty? Did he touch you in that Fulham game?
Well, yeah, it was the most ridiculous thing ever, wasn't it?
The following week, Mitrovic did the same.
Yeah, it's so many people have done the same, but it was only because pundits said something, didn't they, on that show, The Quest, and said, Matty Godden, stick to being the good player that you are. Don't be going over as easy as that. And next thing I know, the gaffer rings me and said, I've got a 2-game ban.
Ridiculous.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? Middlesbrough away, I know I come on for 25 minutes. That was unbelievable atmosphere that at the end. Yeah, no.
Last couple then. What are your plans for the future when you retire? Do you want to go into coaching? Do you fancy punditry, or are you just going to go and play golf?
No, well, yeah, I will play golf, but that's no shock to what I already do. Coaching, no, definitely not. I'm fully qualified mortgage advisor. I've been for years now. Just doing my finance exams now. I'm going through all that, so I'm going to go into that, and I want to look after footballers, but mainly young people coming into the game's finances and stay in sport that way. The odd punditry thing and the radio, yeah, I'd probably enjoy that, talking about the game, and but yeah, my passion is helping people and trying to look after their future.
Brilliant. And finally, 5 years, 156 appearances and 50 goals for Coventry City. Sum up your time with us in one sentence.
One sentence. Memories that would last a lifetime for myself and my family. That's what I go for.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, Matty, we've kept you long enough. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's all good.
Thank you. And good luck for the rest of the season. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
You've got a bang in a brace.
To you, boys. I'll try to.
Thank you. And you're welcome on any time you like. Just drop us a line. But before you go, could you just say a get well to Edison, please? He's broken his femur. He's been in hospital. Let me just have I got a picture of him? I think I've got a picture here somewhere. Here he is, bless him. There he is.
No way.
Yeah. Could you wish him a get well soon, please, Matty, if you wouldn't
get
mind.
well soon, Edison, mate. Look after yourself.
Brilliant.
Hope that leg gets better.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Matty. And listen, mate, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure once again. Third time I've interviewed you. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And you're a legend to all of us, mate. And whenever you're up here,
I appreciate it.
If you ever want to come in Singer's Corner, coming in and you come and sit with us anytime, mate.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. All the best to you boys for the remaining 4. So
cheers, and you.
Boys get it done.
Yeah.
Nice one. Cheers, boys.
Take care. Good luck tomorrow.
Take care. Yeah,
cheers.
Nice one. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant.
Well, that was the longest 15 minutes ever.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I said, get him on. Just get him on. He'll stay on. Once they come on, they'll stay on.
Absolutely fantastic. Just superb. And I hope everyone watching has really enjoyed that. And no one's given us a thumbs up tonight. Can everyone give us a thumbs up who's watching? 535 people are watching on YouTube. give us a thumbs up, please, because that was absolutely brilliant. And I'm telling you now, over the next few weeks, over the next few months, we're going to have more and more players coming on Sky Blue Fans TV, only on Sky Blue Fans TV, where you can see them, ask them a question, and please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, because we really appreciate it. Today's been magnificent. I've really enjoyed today. It's just been, I've been feeling very poorly the last few weeks, and today has really picked me up. And a massive thank you to everybody that has watched tonight, because it has been brilliant. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's been brilliant. We've gone over time, but let's just quickly.
We've got a match tomorrow, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a game tomorrow at some point. Shall we touch on that just quickly? Jack, you got some. Oh, I don't want to hear these.
I'll be quick.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear these stats.
Well, Matty had to know that he's only 10 away from 200, so here we go.
Come on,
West Brom have only won 4 games away from home all season. The last time they won away was the 10th of November. That was away at Hull City, who are the worst home team in the division. And the 3 before that were in the first 6 games of the season. So they started the season away from home really well and have been awful since. And since that Hull win, they've only picked up 7 points away from home since November. They don't tend to score many away from home, so they're going to beat us 2-0.
We've said that all season. When we've come up against a team that hasn't been playing very well, can't score away from home, can't defend away from home, Portsmouth come to us, defend and park the bus, and we end up winning in the 96th minute, whatever it was. We go to Hull. They've got the worst home record of the season, and we draw.
Yeah, they concede about an average of 2 a game away from home. So 2-1 to us would be a safe bet, or even a 2-0 if I'm a gambling man, which I'm not.
Yeah. Look, whatever happens tomorrow, we've got to win it. I think Mowbray owes us one anyway. Claudio, how do you see this tomorrow? I'm buzzing about this tomorrow. I think we're going to do it. I really do think we're going to win this tomorrow.
I thought we played well on Monday as well. We should have won that game. That should have been a 5-2 as far as I'm concerned. We did enough to win that game, and the whole fans were saying they couldn't believe they're still in it, and that they got a goal towards the end. So, and Jack was saying West Brom, they're not great when they concede. Oh, I'm going to do it now. If they concede the goal, they haven't come back from it. So, so basically, we know what we're going to do. We've got to get our noses in front and do a Burnley, not like we did against Hull, where we know if that had been Burnley like they did at our place, 46 minutes, score a goal, opposition don't even get in the box, do they? We've got to do the same tomorrow. It's a big game. We've got record attendance at the CBS for a league match. Yeah. So come on, this never before. I mean, Doug King said it in that meeting that me and Jack were at, where he said, we can't do the exchange unless there are no match day tickets available. It's the first time this has ever happened, basically. Yeah. But, you can sell your ticket online and all the rest of it, whichever way they're doing it. So it's incredible. Just get behind the set.
Now they've extended the exchange tickets to everybody. So if you're not going and you've got a season ticket, put it on the exchange tonight. You'll be able to sell it. And I think you're going to get a £15 voucher. Is that correct for the refund?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But have you got to spend a certain amount to spend that £15 voucher? Who knows?
Probably, and it'll expire in middle of May.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll expire last Saturday. But I mean, Jack, are you worried about the what's the word? Hold on, 2 secs. I've got to get my head in space. Are you worried about the injuries? Because we got quite a few. Hopefully,
no.
Bobby's...
I'm not worried about the injuries at the moment. The goalie injury is probably the worst one, but we've had to deal with that for a couple of weeks now. So I'm not worried about the injuries. I'm worried about if we get any more injuries, because then we would be struggling. But as of right now, as of the end of the Hull game, I think we're okay.
And do you, Claudio? Do you I mean, there was a lot of talk the other night about Ben Sheaf not having a good game. Now I'm going to stick my head on the block here. I thought he played really well Monday night, Ben Sheaf. I thought he had quite a good game for a player that's been injured a lot this season, hasn't played 90 minutes all season, well, virtually all season. He hasn't played a 90-minute game. To come on, in that game, to start the game to the end, I thought him and Grimes, I think, Jack, you put everyone happy now. Grimes is getting forward. I thought they took it in turns. I thought it worked really well. I don't know about you, Claudio, but I was very pleased with Ben Sheaf's performance the other night, and I'm hoping for the same tomorrow.
Well, what's interesting is that as football fans, we've all got opinions, and they're all right. They're all right. Yeah. Every opinion's right because it's your opinion. End of.
Yeah.
And what you're saying there about Ben Sheaf, I thought was similar to Jay De Silva the other night. He was marking their best player on the night, and I thought he did a really good job. The bloke next to me, which wasn't Ken because he was the other side of me, the guy next to me, he just kept saying how rubbish he's been all night. I'm thinking, we're watching the same game here. And that's how it is sometimes with any fan, really. So you're right. I mean, I thought Ben Sheaf had a decent game. He definitely had a decent game. Yet you look at certain social media, people saying, "Oh, you can see he's not ready. He shouldn't be playing. And, he's not good enough. We need to get rid of him." Well, to me, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
I saw people blaming Collins for the goal. In what world was that Collins' fault?
No, you can't blame Collins. It's took a little deflection off the bottom of De Silva's boot. The only thing I would say is that it was probably the only time that they were. Every team all season has been aiming down our left-hand side. They knew what they were doing. They were aiming at De Silva. They knew he was playing. Shortest man on the pitch. He got caught out, drifted too far inside, left him open. He's cut inside, had a shot. De Silva's tried to stick his boot out, and unfortunately, it's gone in. But he wasn't tight enough to him, and that's why he got the shot away. If he hadn't got the shot away, or if he did get a shot away, if he was tied to it, probably wouldn't have gone in the goal. It probably would have gone out for a corner. As for the strikers, I think they've got to show up tomorrow. They've got to show up. You can't keep defending these players. Haji Wright scored hat-trick against Sunderland. He's done nothing since that. Sims should have had hat-trick the other night. You got to throw yourself at the ball. And for me, they've got to show up. They've got to turn up now. This is it. This is the time. They've got to show up. And tomorrow they have to show up.
Well, that leads me nicely onto this comment from Paul Stratton then. He says, last 4 games are going to be wars. It's all about results. We need to man up, not be bullied and compete. We are far too nice. Playing well means nothing. Results. Let's be ruthless. And I think that's about it. I mean, what sort of team talk do you need for the next 4 games, really? The only problem we've got 2 teams who are trying to get into the playoffs and 2 teams who are trying to stay up. We need to play. I mean, but I don't know. If we'd have played there's only 3 teams officially can't go up and can't go down. There's actually, and that's, I think, Preston, Swansea and somebody else. I know everyone's saying everybody go up and everyone go down. You can't because people are playing each other. So it's impossible. So virtually, you got the top half and the bottom half. One could get relegated and the top half could go up. Yeah, apart from those 3 in the middle. So they've got everything to play for. So West Brom, they know this is a last-ditch saloon now. This is it. Because if we beat them, they're out of the race completely, pretty much. Yeah, so they will not want to lose this one.
The thing is, West Brom are going to come at us, which means that's going to create space for us, which means hopefully we can get in behind and
it's a Mowbray team, isn't it? It's a Mowbray team who likes to play football.
Yeah. Lee Dan's put, Cov fans must stick together, get behind the team regardless of results. They need our full support. People, we can do this. Yes, we definitely can. Before we go, quick shout out to Neil Jacks. He's done this picture here. I don't know if you've seen it on social media. Absolutely brilliant. It's look, you got Matty Godden, you got Frank Lampard, you got Mark Robbins, Jimmy Hill, Fads at the front there, Willie Carr at the back, Dion and everything. It's absolutely superb. And if you head over on, just search him on Facebook, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So if you want to use it, you can use it. Just print it out, use it as a picture in your office or wherever. And before we go, don't forget to get your tickets. 2 weeks to go. Micky Quinn, We'll be live down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. We will be down there hosting the night. We've got a quiz for you, we've got a raffle, we've got loads of prizes. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, please get on the link in the description on YouTube. Also, head over to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club Facebook page and Chris Baker's Facebook page, or come down on the night and pay £10 on the door. This Sunday, it's the night we're live down in Plymouth. Please come and join us. We will be live down at the Moxie Hotel, Plymouth, 7:30. We're doing an hour, not 2 hours and 45, not 2 hours and 15 minutes. But we'll be doing an hour and then we're going out. But we're going down on Saturday. So if you want to come and join us, come out for a few drinks with us around Plymouth Saturday night, please do. Or you want to meet up Sunday daytime, please come and meet us. Just message us on Facebook. One of us will pick up your messages and we can join up with you and we can have a good laugh down there. If you want coach travel, head over to ccfctravel.co.uk. Ken and Claudio went on the buses the other night. Absolutely brilliant buses, brand new, everything going for them. So get on there if you need a journey down there. We need to have a word with them because we need to change the pictures now. And we've got the coventryparking.co.uk. Now, they don't only just do parking for Coventry City, they do it all around the country. So if you know any friends and family that support other teams, they can book their parking there as well. And on there with the Coventry parking, you can park close to the grounds. Right. That's it, I think. That's it. All done. Oh, no. Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. It would be most appreciated.
And listen to my latest Sky Blue History podcast with Jim Brown.
Oh, yes. And don't forget that one as well on Spotify. So, yeah, there we go. Right. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Jack, fantastic job, mate. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. First time interviewing a player. How was it? You're on mute. First time interviewing a player on here. How was it?
Well, I did Morosi the other week, and he was really good. Obviously, I had Claudio taking the lead on that one, and Rich Overson as well. But fantastic, loved it, brilliant.
Good, you did a great job, mate. Well done. And Claudio, you enjoy it? It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Matty Godden's just a nice bloke. He's just a nice bloke. That's the thing about him. What you see there is what he's like all the time, you know, and that's what I like about it. In fact, he's right. That whole bunch of players, you can stop them in the street, they will speak to you. There's not, yeah. I mean, Johnson Clark Harrison is it? I'm not sure about him, but the rest, yes.
Oh, just absolutely fantastic. Just brilliant. And we're so lucky to have him on here tonight. Don't forget, stay tuned. Keep an eye out on social medias. We will be having more players on in the near future. And don't forget, Sunday, come and see us. It's going to be a great night. Honest, it really is. We might have some prizes to give away down at the hotel as well. So, you know, you might be able to get a chance to win a prize. If not, I'll see you on Sunday night. Might see you at the ground tomorrow. Going to go and do a few interviews by the statue tomorrow. Come and say hello. It's going to be a brilliant day. Let's get the 3 points. Let's get down to Plymouth. Let's go and have a fantastic weekend. And let's get 6 points from these two games. Then we're in the playoffs and we can all relax. We can all relax. Take care, everyone. Big play up, Sky Blues.
Play up, Sky Blues. We want the end.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.